Hi everyone. This is a very informal video. This is on the level of a person sitting next to me pointing at things and say show me. So it's not in any organized manner. It isn't a tutorial where I start from the start, give you the ground rules, and then make them bigger and explain more. This is just to get you familiar. One of the problems so far is that if I take the time to make very detailed tutorials, I'll never get done. And also, the beta users will not be able to actually use it right away because the documentation is not there. So this gives everybody a fighting chance of being able to use a certain feature. So you can have many different stations. What does this mean? Well, you could have a news station, you could have a music station, you could have a variety station, you can have any type you want to, and you can actually select and run with Casttor any of these. So you've already loaded the broadcast automation folder, and they contain your stations. Now, a lot of times you only need one, just the way it is. But you do have the opportunity to have different stations if you want. So the two main things you got to remember is there's a common folder and then there's your station. So what's in a station? Well, let's see. So this is my station, DCCA TV, and I have a number of subfolders in it. And what you'll see is all the data that you need or want from a station. So on custom, probably nothing. I have images, lower third messages, documentations, etc. Station schedule actually has my currently scheduled programs. You will notice under date modified that you will see that the modified date is the date or the time that you want to play this. Station ID essentially has a bunch of bumpers and logos and stuff. And if I show this to you, large icons, you will see a number of different graphics and things that I use. So you might have bumpers that are 10 seconds long, are graphics, so MP4s are obviously videos. So if I click on this, you will see a station bumper that I designed for 15 seconds. $10, no sound. Here is a background graphic. It's a JPEG. Here's a station logo. And these are different for a different station. So you might come over here to CSN, and under these guys, well, you might have a different stage, a different station logo. So let's this details. So, oops, sorry. This logo is different from this logo. But you'll notice they have the same name, station JPEG. So what I'm saying here is that when you go from station to station, what you do is to have the same material or content with the same name, so that later on when we switch stations, Casttor will use this station's ID logo instead of this guy's. So when you run a program in Casttor, it automatically switches logos. It automatically switches text station IDs. Station ID here is a text, and you see it says sports channel. If I come over here to this guy, station ID, it says DCCA TV. So when I tell OBS to essentially display this station ID.text, Casttor automatically will change it to whatever station that you're on, so that the logos always come up to the station that you're on, the text messages, the bumpers, anything else that you want. For your information, the station off the air program is, let me get this going, is when you do run station, it plays stuff that's in here. And I will explain this one in a different video because it's a subject that needs to be explored. So you can put clips, nothing here, about, oh, I'm sorry, this is a station thing. So what are some of these other ones? Okay, let's go to common. Now common, you'll see in a lot of the menu entries is load from common. And the idea here is that you have folders and programs that are common to all stations, and that you don't need to replicate in the different station folders. They're common to everything. So there's a couple of folders that are necessary, and one of them is black, and that has the black JPEGs that Casttor uses for in between scenes. Custom, we have place for different things. You can have it whatever you want. So when you in the editors, you say broadcast automation, custom, it will know how to jump to this. Music, I'll explain this thing right here, but for common, it's sort of, well, it's things that you can use over and over again. Now, programs are the available programs that you can run. Captain Midnight. You can see JSON PR program. JSON is JavaScript notation files. Scene collections are used during install, and you can see I have a whole bunch of them because as I change them, I save them. And it's a good idea whenever you modify the scene collection to save it someplace. Station graphics in common aren't important. Station art isn't important. But you can have common stuff. So here is Art Deco. I love Art Deco. Backgrounds. I'm a stained glass artist, so this is stained glass. So you can put common art in there and access it in your program. Station ID is just a parking place because in common it isn't really a station, it's just a common place to park things. Same thing with the off-there graphics. Well, you can put stuff here if you want. Templates, you'll see in common is a standard station, and you can essentially take a standard station, Control C it, Control V it, there's a lot of stuff in it, which you can get rid of if you want. I can remember the days when, copying a kilobyte file took forever. Those are the floppy disk days. Yeah, I'm old. Just ignore this. Don't copy. Okay, so we have standard station. We're going to rename it as music retro station. Oh, well, capital letters are better. Rename music retro station. And you'll find in there you have all the same stuff. You have the station schedule, you have the station ID. It isn't anything particular now, it's my stuff. But you replace this with your stuff, especially the logo and the station text. At a minimum, you should actually use those. I have an end graphic here, which I use a lot at the end of a program that shows something about my station. Okay, so you can add stations by merely going to Common, going down here to Templates, and copying a template to Broadcast Automation. Pretty cool. So, what else do we have? Well, we'll go back to Common because that's mostly where everything is. We've shown station ID. Now we have timelines and overlays and programs. Programs are the available programs that you can run. I've shown you this earlier, JSON PR. When you run a program, let me get the scheduler. So let's run open from Common, which I just showed you. We'll do Captain Midnight. And right here, you will see the timeline definitions and the overlay name. When you run a program, all it does is save this name. And it knows whether it's in Common or whether it's in your station. So where these are stored is right here. Overlays. These are the current overlays. These are the current timelines. So when you run a program, it jumps into your station folder and picks up the appropriate timeline or overlay file. You'll see that it's JSON TL for timeline and JSON OV for overlay. So these are where everything is stored and how it's used. Now, if you go down here to, we'll go to, only a station has a schedule. So this is the schedule that is that you can run with DCCA TV. This guy has a different schedule. Now, when I'm showing you, that you'll see old TV programs that are retro, because mostly I concentrate on old retro TV programs. Some of them are copyrighted and some of them aren't. I love Doctor Who, but you can't run the Doctor Who on YouTube because, well, BBC is very, they don't want to share. So you see that you can create stations, and each station has its own logos and IDs and bumpers and whatever. And what happens when we actually let's see here. Let me bring over the timeline, and what you'll see is, I've shown you different things that you can do in a different video. But if you look here in the S block, which is the start block, and remember, you don't have to have all these things. You can have whatever you want. It's just that I've figured out in the past that a good program has a start block, has a program block, it has some fill stuff, and it has an end block. And you'll notice, and on the start one here, I'll move this over, that says G, which is the current station G, that it has broadcast automation, it has the name of the station, has station ID, and then it has the bumper. And from what I told you, in each station you will have station ID or whatever you want, and you will have the name of a video, and that video is same name but different for every station. So the bumper for DCCA TV will have this name, but it will be different from CNN. When Casttor runs, what it does is it looks for broadcast automation. It changes the drive letter to the one you specified here, and changes this guy to whatever station you are using. So dynamically, anything that refers to broadcast automation, Casttor actually looks at the path, re-edits or redirects it to your current drive and station. So even though you're going to say, well, which one should I put in here? And it's sort of like whatever station you're on, just drag and drop it. Let's see, if I come over here and let's say under station ID, let's make this smaller. I come here and take the well, you see this is a MP4, so I will take this guy right here, and you'll see that it says CSN. It doesn't matter where you get it from as long as you have the station name, the station ID, and the station bumper. And when it runs, it will change CSN to whatever station you're running. So you have no worry about where you get it from. Is get it from your favorite station, put it in here, and Casttor will actually change it when you run it. You'll notice down here on E that I have this guy here, but if I actually ran it and I was on CNN, then it would change this guy here and replace it with, with CNN, so that it always came out right. For your information, when you drop this in, it'll figure out the run length. So this was 15 seconds. If I do a drop in, let's say a 10-second guy, you can see that it figured it out. It was 11. So it will know, and it will change the actual sizes and whatever. So even if you replace this with a 15 or a 5 or whatever, it'll figure out the size of the graphic from the station you're on, even if these are different. You'll notice, for your information, you'll see these guys right here. And what did I just do? Oh, I just moved. Okay, clean up sort. So, okay, I sort of screwed that up a little bit. So, what does this mean? Let me load Captain Midnight again. Remember PR? And we come back here, and you'll see that on this file, the fill file, you have 2 times. And what this does is, this is just a quick explanation of it. I mean, this isn't the video for this, but since I'm showing it to you, and this means if the current time is between 0 and 6 o'clock, play this guy, which is a bunch of trailers. And if it's after 12, play this guy, which is a bunch of songwriters. If you happen to be not between 0 and 600 and 12 and 2400, which would be like 8 o'clock, it just picks the first one because it knows that you want some fill, and even if you get it wrong, you still want a fill. So that's what it does. And if you come over here to the overlay editor, you will see that it has the same sort of thing. So in this instance, you have G broadcast automation, you have the station name, station ID, and station logo. And you will see that I have 4 of them here, and I have also the station ID. Now, what happens, oh, you can't make it smaller. If I run this, you'll see down here that, and I will explain this in a different video, that it's global, which means that it doesn't matter what block you're in, just play it. And if I run this, play the episode. You will see the logo for that. If I come over here and let's say change this to this guy here and run it, you'll now see that I have the DCA TV and the ID comes up correctly. So it's automatically changed the this program for the correct station. What else? Oh, for instance, you notice I have 4 logos, and right here you'll notice if I click, it tells me what segments or blocks I want to run this on. So here I want to run it globally, and I want to start it at the start of the program with a 0, go for an hour, and turn it on. But let's say we come up here, and I'm going to turn it on, and you turn it on by typing in a length greater than 0. And I'm going to say G. And you have to hit enter to change it. You can use page up and page down, or I can go up here and just click. And you'll notice it says use now. If I use page down, it jumps down here. Page up, it jumps back up here. Down arrow takes you through. Up arrow takes you back. But now I have 2 logos. And if I run it, this is what happens. Well, what happened here? No go, no, do. Well, they should have both worked. Let me save the file and we'll try this. Okay, what's going on here? Well, it's supposed to work, and it didn't. Okay. Anyway, that's station stuff, and I'll have to figure out what's going on. And you know, whenever I do these videos and I say this is supposed to work, and it doesn't, and then I have to go find out why and fix it. And you can put it down to quirky behavior. So, but let me try something. I do want to demonstrate this, so we'll just save that, and we will get Captain Midnight again. And let's see if it works any better. No, it does not. So I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, let's go see something. We'll come over here, and the overlays are, if you look at it, going down here, work the same way as here. So let's turn on, okay, let's run it. So they're there. supposed to be there. Anyway, that's station-ness. And one of the things about station-ness is this. Okay, we have DCCA TV, and we are talking to OBS, and we're talking to OBS over a port number, and the standard port number is 4444. And I have a password that I use for that. Now, if you want to run two stations, you have to have two copies of OBS, and the second copy has to be set to a different port number, like 4445. And it might have a different password. So you can change the port number and change the password, and when you bring up CSN, it would have a different port number that you're talking to. If I go to configurations and load, you'll see DCCA 444, and you'll see that it changed the port number. And well, in these demos I always use the same password. It isn't the one I use when I transmit, actually. So don't get excited about it. So you can essentially configure something, and you can, let's say 6, change the password, and then I can save as. I can do 446, and you'll see that you'll see 446. If I load 444, you see 444. If I load 446, you'll see 446. Okay, so that's great. But if you launch Casttor, it comes up flying with the last thing you did. So it remembers exactly what station you had on it and what settings you had, and redoes that. But if you want a, let's say, a desktop icon, you have to have some sort of way of telling it to come up with that. So I'm going to move this, let's see, I'm looking at my other page. So, okay, let me move this over here, and we will look at the properties. And what you'll see for OBS is the OBS executable, and you'll see a thing that says multi, and multi means you can run multiple copies of OBS, but don't complain about it. This is the online argument for which collection you want to run, and this is the profile. So you can start up OBS, multiple copies of OBS, and have command line arguments on your desktop to start them up. Now, let's see. Do I have any Casttor? So I have like a Casttor here, and this one isn't going to tell you much because it just tells you where to run it. Okay, but it does have arguments. So let me do something. I'm running this in the debugger mode right now, and I've put in a bunch of command line arguments, and I have a file somewhere where it has a listing of these. But you can start up all of this with command line arguments. So you can set the station name, you can set the remote station, you can set a lot of these. So you have the option of creating a desktop thing with the correct options. So let me turn off that. So there's a lot of things that you can do on your station. So basically, in review, you can have different stations. Different stations have their own art, their own logos, their own station IDs, their own station schedule. One thing they also have, which I forgot to say, this is a show me, so remember this, is the TV guides. And I have a video on TV guides, and when you're running this thing, you can generate a TV guide, and you can, oh, I didn't run it, so let me go over here to, I know I've run this one recently, so TV guides, oops, sorry. So if you, let's see, type. So YouTube format, if you click on this, it will show you 1 day's worth of what's showing on. And this is a couple days old because I haven't run it recently. 2 days more. And you can copy this up to the YouTube description for people that want to do some upload of information to your site. You have the Excel ASCII version with different information about what it is. I haven't put it in any particular format because there are different formats and stations want different things. So if you're going to use this, you're just going to have to read the file and sort it out and do whatever you want. So let's see. This guy shows you the next 4 shows that are running currently. From the player. When you run the player, it generates that file and is used for anything you want. You can load it in and get a listing of the next 4 programs in your current program at the end. This is used a lot for the running the station. This thing generates that file and actually reads it. I'll explain the off the air program in a different video. Just too much at one time. So you get the idea that there are stations. There's a common station that has common videos, overlays, and whatever. And sorry. And one really nice thing, let's see, when kept at midnight. If you change the, let's see, if you change this and save it, and I'm not sure why this isn't working, then when you run it, even a month down the road, after you've created all these things, even a month down the road, it will run with the new definition. Sorry. FYI, when you schedule something, if you click this, it will copy the current one and use that, and it won't use the standard one that's saved. It saves it to this file. Same with the timeline if you just want a temporary change of something. So that's it for stations. Quick explanation. This is the buddies sitting by you, and he's pointing at things and saying, "What is this?" And I'm just doing a stream of consciousness. So I hope this. Well, enjoy this, and I hope it helps you understand station a little bit. And as I said, this isn't a full-blown tutorial with PowerPoints and stuff, mostly because I want to get this information out to you right away so that you can at least watch these, and then when I do better ones, or if I have one of my users that want to do a video, a really nice video, a lot of people make careers out of doing videos on different things, and when Casttor comes online, and a lot of people are using it, it might be a fun thing for somebody to do. So that's it for now. I'm going to stop recording. Oh, by the way, I did find out my problem with that second logo. I had actually turned on the logo, and you can see I had 3600, which was an hour, and I forgot to turn on the global alignment. So if I run it now, you will see I have both logos. So no problem with the program, just with the operator.